Hi, my name is Pedro and this is On My Function. This is the last video of a series I've created to teach you about data visualizations using technologies like visx, react, D3, and Typescript. On this video, I'm going to teach you how to create a useful chart, something that you can use in your portfolio. This is going to be a chart that's going to show the Bitcoin price over the last 30 days, and it's going to have some styles and some nice things to it. So let's see how to create one. All right, so let's start. I already installed all these packages. The repo is going to be on the description below, so you can check it out if you want to. Let's start with the index.js. There are a bunch of things here that I'm not going to use, like this, and any of this. I'm going to use React Query, and if you want to learn more about React Query, please let me know in the comments. But here, I'm going to create the query client provider and the global styles. So import, create global style from styled components, and import query client and query client provider from React Query. All right, so global styles equals create global style, and I usually let the GitHub Copilot do the magic here, but here I need HTML, then body, then root to be height of 100. Now to create the query client is new query client, and I'm not going to pass in parameters. Then here what I need is query client provider with the client being the query client that I've defined, and then here the global styles, then the app, and then this. And yeah, that's it for the index. Now let's go to the app. And to the app, there are a few things that I want to define. I'm gonna delete this whole thing and this one too, transform this into a lambda function. And yeah, I want the structure to be a background, and then inside of the background, I want the chart to be in the middle. The background is, I don't know, like is a purple color or something, and then the chart has a greenish. It's gonna look good, I guess. All right, so import styled from styled components, and first I'm gonna create a background, and it's a styled div, and the background color is gonna be 2C2B 5A. Yeah, and then padding to rem, display flex, justify content center, align items center, height 100, and width 100, and yeah, box sizing is important. Yeah, border sizing box, border box. And then I'm going to create the container that is going to contain the chart. That's not it. I just need to have a background color of 21 to OT 47. Yeah, it's darker. And then the width of 600. That's going to collapse the max width, min width of 300 pixels. Here I need pixels. And then height of 400 pixels. Border radius of 40 pixels. And yeah, I think that's it. But is it not working properly? Oh, missed the semicolon. All right, so then background And inside of this background, I'm gonna have the container and the chart here. Let's see how it looks on the page. Let me reload. I didn't start. All right, start this one. All right. Yeah, okay. So it looks kind of good. Oh, I need one thing here that is overflow hidden. Because of the border radius, I want it to not show if something. Okay. Now let's go to the chart. I'm going to create a new file, chart.tsx. And let me create a basic component here. And then here I want to import the chart. Cool. Let me close this one, and yeah, it's still rendering the chart. So let's go now to the chart component. Now let's go to the chart. There are a few differences from this one, from the one that I created on the last video. That is, this one has real data, so it doesn't need the mock data from visx. So I get the data from crypto compare, and the hover effect to get like a tooltip is a little bit trickier because it's a line chart. So let's see how it works. It's starting from the data, right? Yeah, I think I prefer to start from the data. So I'm gonna import use query from react query. And here I'm gonna create a function to get the data. So get prices is an async function that is going to have await, fetch, and then the endpoint to get the Bitcoin price is this one. It's gonna get from the last 7 days, and then data is equal res.json, and then prices equals data, and then return prices. Yep, that's basically it. Let's test it, right? So here I'm gonna have exactly this. This is so weird. This thing knows everything I'm about to type. So I'm gonna console log data here and see if it gives me anything. And it does. So it gives me a bunch of tuples that have that data. Cool. So this data has tuples. So let's define the data type. It's a tuple, so number. This is a data point. And okay, now let's get the selectors, right? Get x value equals d. That is a data point, and yeah, the 0. Then get y value, the data point is this one. And there's a bisect data, but I'm not going to use it right now. And I'm going to copy the tooltip styles because you don't need to learn about this one. The only thing you need to know is that I import a bunch of things from visx tooltip, and one of the things is these default styles, and use tooltip and tooltip with bounds. These are the 3 things that I need from this package. Cool. So now I have the data and the status there. This is actually going to be error and is loading. I'm gonna make it simple. So if is loading, then return loading. If error, return error. And I have like 90% of the cases that are gonna mess up something here. And then I'm going to define the tooltip and the ref for the SVG. So const ref and bounds from use measure and a bunch of things from use tooltip with the data on it. And yeah, the things I'm gonna need here are the show tooltip, the hide tooltip, the tooltip data, tooltip data, tooltip left that I'm gonna assume that is 0, and tooltip top that I'm gonna assume that is 0. And that's it. It's complaining about data. Oh, it's data point. Right. Cool. So now I can create the SVG here and use that trick to make it responsive. So with 100% height, 100%, and view box of 0, 0, width and height. I need to define width and height. So width is that. I don't need this. Actually, are 100, and then height 100. Okay, cool. So now I have the responsive one. Let's define the scales, right? So const x scale equals scale time, because this one I can get it from the time, so it's formatted there. So with that, range is gonna be 0 and width, and the domain, I have a function that is very helpful from the D3 array, that is the extent, that does that little job for me. So let me use that. So import extent from D3 array. It doesn't do any magic. It's literally just a helper to like parse this data, and it's easier to use it like this. It's gonna get like each value from here, and it's gonna return, like it's gonna pass, run a map here, return from this one. And I have to trick Typescript here to pretend that that's a value. Yeah, I think that's it. Here I need to say data point, and here, oh, it's complaining because it's not date. So on the get x value, I'm gonna need to transform this into a date. So I have the value here, right? And please stop complaining. Okay. Restart Typescript server, and it's still complaining. Why did I do wrong? Oh, yeah, I know what I did. It's problems that if not data, I need to return no data. So then here is not going to be undefined never, and it's going to work because now data, it's never undefined, and use query here is actually a data point, an array of data points. Yeah. Yep, that's it. And then now const y scale is scale linear number, and I didn't import is scale linear. Then here range is from height to 0, and domain is that trick of math.min And then here data.map, get y value, and then here math.max. Yeah. It's a line chart, so I don't need to like give more space for it. So with that, I think I can start with the line chart. Let's first add it without any tooltips and then add a tooltip to it. First, let's make a group, and this group is gonna have a line path, and this line path can have a generic. So this is a data point. Yeah, and then like this, and then let's go to data is data, and x is get the d, and then x is scale, and then x value or 0. Yeah, 0, like this. This is y, and then here y value. So this one, and then stroke like this, 2, 3, d, b, b, d, and stroke width 2, and curve. Oh, I need to install the curve. So, oh yeah, it's already here actually. Yeah. So I have the curve. So it's not like it has the curves on the chart. It's simple as that. And yeah, it doesn't look very good, right? Let's fix that. So first, this one needs to have 1. Let's see. Oh yeah, better. And then yeah, the width here is not complete. So let's see why. Oh yeah, I didn't pass the ref to this one, did I? That's why it's so weird. Now it is working, and the stroke here is indeed 2. So it looks better, and now I just need to add tooltip data to it. And let's go for it.